So this is a 24-week gestation baby who's now at day 18 of life, who has been having increasing desaturations on the neonatal unit and been noticed to have a distended abdomen, who has deteriorated from a respiratory aspect and is then found to have a perforation secondary to necrotizing enterocolitis, requiring fluid resuscitation and transfer to a surgical unit.
Mark, it's 2 o'clock in the morning. You are on the neonatal unit. David is asking you to see a little baby in the unit because he's worried about. This little one is 18 days old, was born at 24+5 at 505 grams. And the reason has been on BiPAP and on full feeds and has been having more frequent desats and bradies. And David is worried about the abdomen and is asking you to assess.
Okay. Hi David, how can I help?
Hi Mark, so this little one is behaving a little bit tonight. He's having more desats than at the beginning of the night. The oxygen requirement is coming up and the abdomen is quite distended. It could be a little bit of like CPAP tummy, but I'm not quite sure. He's on full feeds, so 120 ml per kilo per day of EBM with full strength BMF. We're feeding 2 hourly, last fed 1 hour ago, and I'm not getting any aspirates from the OGT at all.
Oh, okay. So just to recheck in my head, so this is a 24+5 weeker, about 18 days old. She's been on full feeds,
Yeah.
But lately you're just not happy with her, that she's just not quite right and you're not getting any aspirates whatsoever from her NG. Okay, interesting. And she's on BiPAP.
Yes.
Okay, the tummy's a bit full. Okay, mind if I just have a quick look at her?
Yeah,
That's all right.
Great.
Okay, so we're just looking at the observations. Okay, so that heart rate's a little bit high. Is that new or she?
It's new, yeah. It goes
Okay.
around 160, 150 at the beginning of the night.
Fine, so the heart rate's gone up a little bit. Okay, I'm just going to have a look at the baby. She's looking a little bit,
She's quiet, Mark.
yeah.
She's not very responsive.
Okay, so this baby's a little bit quiet. I'll just have a feel of her tummy.
Feels very full and tense.
Okay, tummy's quite full and tense. Let's have a re-listen to her chest. And I'm just hearing heart sounds,
Normal heart sounds, tachycardic.
tachycardic heart sounds, and the chest is fine. Okay, and do I hear anything in her tummy?
No, nothing you can hear.
Okay. Fine. Okay. Right. Let me just check. Okay. David, I'm just going to go speak to my registrar. Would you mind just doing a capillary gas on her in the meantime? And I'm going to go and order an X-ray, an abdominal X-ray for her as well. And then we'll be right back. Okay. Hi, Rena.
Mark.
Maybe you can help. So this is a little 24-weeker. She's now 18 days old. David asked me to come and see her because he's quite worried about her, that she seems just not quite right, and she's basically she's quite quiet. Basically, she's 18 days old. She has been on full feeds.
I'll put my things on whilst
She has been on full feeds. I've just had a little feel of her tummy. She's quite firm and like tender. So I've just ordered an X-ray, and David's just running a gas right now.
Great. And do you know when the last feed was, Mark?
I believe it was about an hour ago, I think he said.
Okay, and we've been on EBM, have we?
EBM plus full strength fortifier.
Okay, all right. Let's just have a look. So at the moment we're a bit tacky, aren't we? Right, let's just have a look. Okay.
So it's mixed acidosis, pH is 7.1, PCO2 is 11.4. The lactate is high as well, it's 6.2. HB is 100 and base excess of minus 8.5, bicarb of 17.
Okay.
So
our CO2's definitely gone up, and we are quite acidotic. Lactate's quite high, isn't it? And interesting that the hemoglobin's dropped to 100. We're a bit stressed because our glucose is up at 9.2. Okay, let's just have a quick look at this little one and see what we can see. So, just examining. So, when I examine, is there any respiratory distress in this baby?
Some subcostal
Oh,
recession.
our saturations have just dropped as well. David, should we just give this, do you want to put the oxygen up on the BiPAP?
absolutely.
Mark, is that okay? I'll just put it right up, see if we can get these back up and see. Okay.
oxygen is on 70% now.
Okay. Let's just have it. So, have we got any respiratory distress?
Some subcostal recessions.
Okay.
Yes.
And when I listen?
sounds are equal,
Yep.
but they're reduced on the basis.
Okay, and the heart sounds, has this baby got a PDA or known to have any cardiovascular?
Normal heart sound, tachycardic.
I'm just going to do the capillary refill. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Okay, so we've got a prolonged cap refill. We're quite shut down. And just when I examine the, what's our oxygen? I'll just put it up to 100% just to see. And,
Very full and tense.
okay. And David, have you been getting anything from the NG?
No,
any
nothing. I
aspirates?
didn't get anything.
And have we opened our bowels at all today?
She hasn't.
Okay, we're just having quite a significant desat. I think we were probably going to have to near puff this baby for a little while. So if we just lift this up, let me just see what. Just. So if you don't mind just putting it on for me.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's
Do we
around
get?
50.
Am I getting some chest movement when I'm near puff?
Yeah, chest is moving a little bit.
Okay. And what pressures are you on the near puff?
I'm on about 20.
Okay, just put that up a little bit to 22, just so
Grand.
because she's quite stiff. Okay, so let's just see if we can get these saturations up. So, Mark, I think given that we've got such a respiratory acidosis on our gas, and given we've had such a profound desaturation with bradycardia, I think we're going to need to intubate. But it's recovering, so I think we should do it with some medication.
Yep.
Do you mind prescribing the intubation drugs? So that's fentanyl, suxamethonium, and some atropine as well. And I think we'll probably need a bit of extra help as well. David, have we got IV access at all?
No, because we're on full field, so we need to separate
Okay.
line.
So if you don't mind asking Chi if she's around, because she's the other person on nights tonight. Hi, Chi. So this is our 24 plus 5 week gestation baby. He's 18 days of age. He's had quite a profound desaturation and a bradycardia. He's got quite good going respiratory acidosis, very full stomach. So I think we need to intubate the baby. Mark's just writing the intubation medications, but because we were on full feed, we haven't got IV access. Would you be able to help with some IV access, please?
Definitely, I will get it kind of.
Thank you very much. So, David, I think we've managed to stabilise. I'm just going to put the baby back onto the biphasic until we're ready to intubate, if that's okay. Just so that I can. Okay. Great. Whilst she gets some. So, Mark, did you manage to? You prescribe the.
Describe the medications, yeah, and get the X-ray.
And the X-rays here as well.
Perfect.
The one that Mark did.
Great. Should we have a quick look at the X-ray, Mark, if you don't mind bringing it up? So you can see that the abdomen's quite distended, can't we? And there's quite dilated loops about. This area here looks quite suspicious, very kind of soap bubbly almost. And you do wonder whether there's a bit of free air just here. So what we'll do, I can't see any obvious free air under the diaphragm, but we'll get another abdominal X-ray once we've intubated and see what's happened. Right. Happy to.
I realized the tube has slipped a little bit, the OGT, so I'm gonna put it back.
Okay, so the OGT had slipped. Okay,
Yes.
so should we put it in? So should we put the OGT on free drainage? Mark, the capillary refill is quite prolonged at 5, and the gas shows quite a good going lactate. Would you mind to prescribe a 10 mils per kilo saline bolus for this little one?
You want to get ready?
And if you could get ready for the intubating as well.
You can go with a 2.5 tube.
I think it's size 2 probably, because we're quite
2 here. And try to just get a juicer as well. Here.
Very ready, the tube pass.
How are you doing,
Are
Chi?
you last name?
Brilliant.
So I'm going to take a blood gas. Would you like me to send any other blood?
Yes, Chi, if you don't mind doing a blood culture,
Yes.
taking a full set of blood, so full blood count, biochemistry, and including a CRP, and also a clotting as well, just because of that. And actually, the hemoglobin was 100 on the blood gas. So if you don't mind just doing another group and save, just in case we need a... We're desaturating again. So I think let's get ready. Have we got the drugs ready,
We've got
David?
the drugs
Okay. So
ready.
if you want to take a Mark, so this, given that we're giving medication, are you happy to?
Yeah, I'll have a go. Yeah.
Okay. Yes,
So I'm
let's
just going to start bagging her again, just giving her some Neo.
just put leave the OGT in, and we can change it to an NG afterwards.
Okay, so I'm just going to give her some Okay, and we're
So I've just
getting.
given her quite a long eye time, just to see. Moral pressure
There we
still
go.
at 22.
We are. And we're just going to adjust the head a little bit. There we go.
And have we got chest movement now that we're...
Yes, you have some chest movement.
Okay. I think we need to... Let's just bring the saturations up. How are you doing there?
Okay.
Okay. So we'll just wait for the saturations to come up a bit before we...
Oxygen is on
intubate.
100%.
Okay. And we're still on 22 over 5 on it.
Yes.
Great. Okay.
Okay.
Great. So if we're ready with the medication, we'll just wait. So, thanks, Chief.
I'm just gonna flash the line to see if it works.
Okay, so saturations have come up quite nicely. So, David, if you're ready and you're ready with, I can do the passing, David, if you're happy to do the drugs.
Carole's working.
Okay, brilliant.
Fine, I'm just going to do a quick check, make sure of everything. So we have a cannula that flushes all right. I've got my laryngoscope here, and we've got our tube ready
Yes.
to go there.
And we've got
Um,
the pedicap as
We've got
well.
the pedicap
Brilliant.
as well, and SATs are acceptable.
Great.
We're on full oxygen suction is ready as well.
Shall I give
Chi,
the
you happy to do
fentanyl?
from the suction? Yeah, I'm happy.
And Chi, will you be able to listen to heart or air once I've got you?
I can definitely do that.
Okay. Right, are we ready
Sorry.
to go?
Yeah, so fentanyl
Oh, fentanyl's going in.
Going in 12:28.
Okay.
Fentanyl went in.
Brilliant.
Gonna flash. I'll wait for the sucks. Okay, sucks going in. 12:29. Sucks went in. Gonna flash.
So we've still got good heart rate, our saturations are still okay.
Sucks went in.
Brilliant, thank you. So, I think we're quite, quite, are you happy?
All right, so we're going to have a look. And get a little bit up on the note.
Do you like some crically pressure?
Yes, please, just a little. Yeah, there we go. All right.
Suction.
Quick bit of suction.
Sats are 80. Heart rate 180. We're
Heart
okay.
rate's okay, so just, you got a good view.
I
Mark.
do, I think.
Okay.
Stiff, but there we go. Okay, let's try see if that goes. I'm not 100% sure, but we'll get the pedicab on.
Pedicab on. Sats are dropping, guys. 60s.
Let's just check.
Do we have any colour
Is not
change?
changing.
Okay, so given the saturations
Sats are still
dropping
dropping.
and the pedicaps, and
Can
have
I
we
get
got
air entry?
have we got any air entry?
No, they're not.
So I think
It's gonna
let's just take it out
Yeah.
and near-puff, using near-puff. Mark, is it okay if I
Grab a
have
cup, yep.
a look here?
So, are we
I'll
ready?
take
And
over.
transfer.
Thank you.
And 100% oxygen.
Yeah, we'll just wait for the saturations to come up. David, are you just preparing another tube
tube
for
is
us?
ready.
Brilliant, thank you. I'll just wait for the saturations to come up a bit more before we... And the drugs are still working. Right, okay, so saturation 92, and the heart rate's okay. The tube, please. Actually, I've got a good view. So we're between 25, so we'll leave the tube at 6. Do we get pedicap colour change this time?
Yes, it does change.
And have we got good air entry bilaterally?
Equal.
Equal air
The
entry.
bases are quiet.
Okay. All right. So we've got to. David, are you happy to
Yes, I will
fix?
take the tube.
Okay. So Chi, would you be kind enough to prescribe a morphine bolus for me, given that we're so tachycardic, we're probably baby's in quite a lot of pain from the abdomen as well. We're going to need a morphine infusion as well, if that's all right. So are you happy to prescribe those for me?
I'm happy. Would you like a morphine bolus as well?
Yes, please. Can I have a morphine bolus as well? And Mark, once we've put onto the ventilator and we've fixed, are you happy to order another chest and abdominal X-ray, please, for this baby? Are you happy for me to let go of that bit and then I can carry on?
Yeah.
We'll just take the back up. Okay, if I just take over, Mark,
you
because
got
the
it.
tube is fixed now. Right, if you could order the abdo and chest
Yep.
X-ray for me, please. Thank you. David,
Shall
are
we
you
put
happy
it
to
with
set
the
up the
ventilator?
ventilator,
Yeah.
please? Yeah.
Which
So if we
setting do
start
you
on
want?
pressures of, if we start on PCAC, 22/5, with a night time of 0.38, a rate of 50, if that's okay.
Yeah.
We'll start in 100% oxygen. We can wean it once we know the baby's stable.
Okay, ready to connect?
We'll just reposition the baby's head. So. I'll just have a look at the ventilator. So we're on 22/5. I times start at 0.48, which is okay at the moment. We're in 35% oxygen, but that's fine. We're saturating at 92, so we'll leave it there. Tidal volume's not great at 2.9, but let's see what the chest X-ray shows, and then we can adjust the pressures if we need and see what the post-intubation gas is as well.
I just want to check the blood pressure.
Yes, that
if,
would be
if we have a blood pressure.
Thank you, Chi. No, that's very
I'm doing
important.
one
Do you
now.
mind just doing? Chi, would you be able to prescribe me some antibiotics as well? So we'll just do our second line antibiotics. That's the unit policy, and we'll add in metronidazole as well because I'm a bit worried about the abdomen and think it's probably this baby's probably developed NEC. If that's okay, are you happy to?
Checking the blood pressure now.
Perfect. Have our abdo and chest X-rays been done yet?
Sorry, unfortunately, the radiographer has done an abdominal X-ray only,
Okay.
but he wants you to have a look on it.
Okay,
if
no
that's
worries.
okay.
Yeah. So the NG is a bit too far, so we just need to pull that back. It's quite dilated loops of bowel, but this is quite worrying here. It's not completely clear. Could you, if the radiographer's coming back to do the chest X-ray, could you get them to do a lateral decubitus for us as well, just to see for free air, and then we can take it from there.
Blood pressure is 21.
Okay.
So I'm going to give you a bolus of 10 mg per kilo sodium chloride.
Perfect. Thank you very much, David. I think Chi had prescribed that. The other thing was the haemoglobin was quite low on the.
Yes, about 100.
Mark, do you mind having ordering some blood for this baby as well? And once you've ordered the blood, are you happy to start talking to the surgical team just once we've seen the lateral X-ray as well? To just because I think this baby's probably going to need transfer over.
Yeah. I was just wondering if we just summarize so we know where we're at and what we've
Absolutely,
done so
Chi.
far.
No, that's a very good point. So this is our 24 plus 5 week gestation baby who's 18 days of age, who was desaturating and deteriorating. So we have, going from the airway, we've now intubated and ventilated. We're quite stable, our saturations are okay. Have we seen a post-intubation gas yet? Perfect.
we just got
So,
one.
okay, David had run that. Brilliant.
Yeah.
So the pH is 7.28 with a CO2 of 8.5. So we're still, it's better than it was and it's improving. So I think we'll wait there. Sodium's a bit low at 130, potassium's high. The lactate is slightly better at 5.1. The glucose has come down a bit. So not brilliant, but it's definitely better than we were. So we'll repeat it again in about half an hour. And what was the haemoglobin? So I think it's 96, so we definitely need some blood. So looking at the lateral film, so there's definite free air, isn't there, on the lateral decubitus? You can see the air has risen to the top here. So I think this baby's perforated secondary to NEC, so we definitely need to speak to the surgical team and tell them. So Mark, if you go and speak to the surgical team, so what you need to say to them is it's a 24-weeker who's now 18 days, who has deteriorated, has got signs of perforation on the abdominal X-ray with free air, secondary to NEC, is currently intubated, ventilated and requiring fluid resuscitation, if you don't mind. If you don't mind also making sure that the X-rays are sent over to them. We've seen any blood results?
Yes. The lab has called just now. Platelets are 69. They're worried, that's why they called. And they also called about the coagulation. So the APTT is 89. The INR is 1.82, the fibrinogen is 0.9.
Okay, so we've got a high APTT. The fibrinogen's a bit low as well. So I think we're going to need platelets and we're going to need some FFP, probably eventually some cryo as well. But we'll start with platelets and FFP. So we'll run those first and then give the blood because the other ones can be given over 30 minutes each, if that's okay. And then let's see what our blood pressure has done. Is any better?
A bit better, but I'm going to repeat it back again.
Okay.
It's been half an hour after I get the bolus.
Okay, so let's just see what the blood pressure is doing. And once we've seen the blood pressure, I just need to give Christina a call, who's our consultant on, and just tell her that there's a baby who's quite sick on the unit. So the blood pressure at the moment is still okay. But given what it was initially, and we've given a bolus, I'm not surprised that it's better. We're going to give blood products, but Chi, I think this baby may need inotropes at some point, and we haven't got any central access to run any inotropes. Do you think you could set up for a long line and have a look and see if there is any way that you could get a long line in to this little one before we could transfer? So the blood pressure is dropping actually up to 30. So I think we are. Is that okay? Perfect. Thank you. And I will. So this is our 24 plus 5 week gestation baby who's on the unit, who's 18 days. So I had an acute deterioration this evening with increasing desaturations. David was quite worried about the abdomen, and actually, although hadn't had any aspirates, but the OGT had slipped slightly. And once we had placed it properly, we've had 12 mils of quite dark bilious aspirate. Because of the respiratory acidosis on the gas and the increasing apneas, we intubated and ventilated the baby. We're quite stable from a ventilation point of view, but baby's requiring quite a bit of fluid resuscitation. The has got coagulopathy at the moment. Platelets are low, so there's a thrombocytopenia as well. So what we've done from an airway ventilation, we've intubated and ventilated. Cardiovascularly, we've given 2 lots of 10 mils per kilo saline bolus, and that was because of a lactate, and the blood pressure is very borderline, and that has helped. We have done an abdominal X-ray, including the lateral, and there's evidence of free air. So Mark is currently speaking to the surgical team to say that the baby's perforated.
Okay.
And we've given antibiotics as well. And Chi is, I think we're probably going to need some inotropes. So Chi's getting ready to try and place a long line so we can give some inotropes if needed.
Yeah, she sounds just very sick.
Yeah.
But you've done a very good job, I think.
Thank you.
Yeah, well done. Well done. Okay. So, guys, you've been through the very difficult simulation with a very sick baby in the neonatal unit. Rina, do you mind to summarize to us what happened?
Sure. So this was a 24-week gestation baby who's now 18 days of age, who had an acute deterioration presenting with increased desaturations and an apnea with a distended abdomen, who has perforated, likely secondary to neck, and is required ventilation, fluid resuscitation, and transfer to our surgical unit for further management.
And what are the key learning points?
So for me, one of the key learning points was definitely that this is a baby who clinically had deteriorated quite quickly and actually progressed quite quickly as well. So we needed to be quite proactive in our management, with fluid resuscitation, with ventilating quite early on, and thinking forward to what access we had as well. So one of the things that I was worried about and aware of is we had no IV access, and we were going to have to get in central access in order to be able to give any further inotropes or anything that the baby needed.
Yeah, but this happens, and you did address it. Any other learning points for the team? David?
I think as well, just trying to verify the position of the OGT a little bit earlier to identify the problem, because it caused us slipped a little bit, and then we realized it was having some bilious aspirates to that. So maybe just double checking and not taking for sure that
because it's easy when you start bagging the baby and moving things up and in and out. It may happen, and yes, being aware of that may happen helps. Thank you, T.
But I want to say well done to the team. I think we all worked really well. Rina, you led really well. You gave your orders and you gave us opportunity to also contribute. The only thing I want to point out is I felt I had to keep going back and forth putting the lines in and running out to get help prescribed. I thought one of the things that we could consider, if we have enough people on the unit, is possibly asking for more help, because that would have been really helpful for me to help concentrate on the baby and get the lines in, and someone else prescribing, just to make things go really smoothly.
Get more support. Get more
Absolutely.
people supporting if they are available. Yes, that's a very good
Absolutely.
point. See, Mark.
I think it went quite well. I got support from my registrar very quickly. She was very supportive. I think we quickly figured out the gravity of the situation. I do know we had some issues with the x-rays, where the first x-ray was not the first, the second one was just the abdomen and we needed a chest. I don't know if that's because, pardon me, the radiographer just misunderstood what we were looking for, so I think it's important to be clear to the radiographer what images we want, because as you know, we don't want to handle the baby and do unnecessary imaging. And I think, as you mentioned as well, just getting the access was always a challenge.
Anything else you would do differently?
I think just one more thing we forgot to do. I think we allocated roles very good from the very beginning, but we forgot a very important one, that is allocating someone to update the parents. I think we did
Agree.
this, right?
Of course, because parents were not in the unit at that point.
Exactly.
That's very, very
Focus on the baby.
important. It's very important to remember, parents, when you have a sick baby, you need to transfer out of the neonatal unit. It is a baby that can deteriorate very quickly. They can have really poor outcomes sometimes when they deteriorate so quickly. So parents to be involved is very, very important. Well done, guys.
Thank you.
It was really nicely run. It was very, very stressful, but very well done. And I hope you learned a lot.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Great tip.